Guys, Marvin Harrison might be trash. He might be washed. But, yeah, these highlights will tell you the real story.
Super Bowl 43. Your Seahawks Super Bowl 48 champions.
4th and inches. Give it to Sherman. Can he get the first? He cannot. 2nd and 10. Rush 4. Hangs in there. Fires over the middle. It's picked at the 32-yard line. Kobe Bryant. And after all that, the kick is right down the middle. Chance. From the 16. Good protection. Man open. Caught. Touchdown. A.J. Marvin. Murray throws. Juggled and intercepted. Harrison couldn't hold on. Now Seattle dancing in the pocket. Buying time. Keeps his eyes downfield. Deep throw is going to be hold in. 3rd and goal. Keep it on the ground. And does he get in? Yes, with that second effort. And Meyer's kick is good. Sweet. This time from 57. The kick is good. Some slot left. Murray to the end zone. Reaching the Harrison. Darnold. Deep downfield and reaching back is Smith and Jigba. Under 3.5 to go. And the kick is no good. Up on a wing to the left. Looks that way. Throws. One hands it. 4-man rush. Catch is made. Can he get to the end zone? Yes. Amari DiMarcado. From 52, the kick wobbles, but makes it through.
And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fun NFL. Please like and subscribe if you guys enjoy the Week 4 Thursday Night Football recap. We'll be getting through everything in this game. Again, you just saw the highlights from it. It was a pretty mid-game overall. It did come down to the wire as the Cardinals, again, pull off the big comeback, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But, yeah, the Seahawks moved to 3-1 with their 3rd straight win after that loss in Week 1 to the Niners. As they knock out the Cardinals 23-20, they have now won 8 straight versus Cardinals dating back to Week 11, 2021. That was the last time they lost. That, I think, was 23-13 they lost that one. So, I mean, similar score, I guess. But they've also won 8 straight road games, which now extends their franchise record. Again, realistically, they probably wouldn't have beat the Rams last year in Week 18. But still, they have won 8 straight road games. Hats off to them. Hopefully, they lose next week. Cardinals, on the other hand, have now lost back-to-back games. They have, to be honest, guys, it just feels with Kyler Murray at quarterback, they have not really been a great home team really at all. But that's just really, again, a vibe sort of thing. I don't really know the true statistics on that. But they are 2-2 now. They've lost back-to-back games against better teams than they played in the first 2 weeks. And, again, you've seen that their offense really hasn't been consistent at all. And their running game really wasn't good in this one either, despite Kyler making some pretty big plays in terms of scrambling. But at the end of the day, they're now 2-2. They will be hosting the Titans next week, so they probably have a good chance, unless something happens, to get back over 500. Seahawks, on their hand, a huge game, though, against the Bucs next week. They are home for that one. That'll be a fun one to watch. We look at the stats for Sam Darnold. He went 18 of 26 for 242 yards and touchdown. He was very good in terms of just managing this offense and running things. He really didn't have to make any super duper big time plays in terms of, again, getting off that third read or something like that where he had to make another progression. It wasn't anything standout like that, but again, running the offense, made some nice ball placements, stuff like that. Overall, he had a very, very good game. I mean, the only big throw I think was that one to Elijah Arroyo where he made that big play. But again, he made the plays he was supposed to. He had a really nice game, and again, that's what you want out of Sam Darnold. Running games, Kenneth Walker had his first real efficient game, which I like to see. Again, I would like to see him become a little bit more explosive. That would be nice to see, but other than that, guys, Kenneth Walker had a very good game. Zach Charbonnet struggled to get out of the backfield. That was the one thing I saw a lot out of him in this game, but again, still had a touchdown, was very good downhill as well, but again, he really just couldn't get downhill in some situations, again, especially in those counters, which I really didn't know why they ran him 6 or 7 or 8 times. I don't know. Sam Darnold, though, he had a nice scramble as well. JSN had 3 carries for 11 yards. Don't really know what was going on there, but again, hey, to each their own. Receiving wise, JSN was 2 yards short of tying. Again, You look at DK Metcalf back in 2020, his franchise record for receiving yards in the first 4 games, but JSN still had a very solid game. Elijah Royal, like I said, made a big play. AJ Barner had a touchdown. Kenneth Walker, 1 catch for 29 yards. Cooper Kupp really hasn't done that much so far this season for the Seahawks, kind of similar like kind of what he was last year at the end of the season with the Rams. But Kenneth Walker had a big play. Overall, this offense, I really like the way they played. They had a very solid game, maybe despite not having the most, again, crazy performance or anything like that. But also, the O-line was very, very good. Again, overall, despite, again, the tackles maybe not having their best games. Defensively, though, Julian Love was very, very good. He was, again, questionable for this game. He was ready to go, though, and he played a pretty darn good game. Devon Witherspoon had 9 tackles and half a sack. Good for him. Ernest Jones, 8 total tackles, half a sack, and also had a pick. He had his probably best game so far this season. Drake Thomas was good off the edge. He didn't really play consistently off there, but again, from what I saw there, I liked what I saw. Josh Jobe was good. He was physical, also had half a sack. Again, I think that was offensive PI on Michael Wilson. Again, not really technically, but that's what it should have been. He ran straight at him and pushed him. Uchenna Nwosu had like 6 or 7 pressures. He had his best game in a while now. Also was very good against the run. Leonard Williams had a massive game. They had a really good contribution from the front 7, even though the secondary really didn't have their best game overall. Still did do a decent job. Jason Myers missed that 1 field goal, but still, again, hit the one that counted. For the Cardinals, like I said, there's just a lot of issues with Kyler Murray right now, again, but I think he actually didn't have that bad of a game at all. He made a lot of big-time throws. A lot of those back shoulder throws were basically perfect ball placement. Still isn't throwing over the middle, as we all know, considering he can't see over his offensive line. Missed some wide-open receivers at some points, too. But other than that, Kyler, I think, got a decent game. Both his picks, I think one of them was probably, again, the second one, or I don't even know. They were both plays that I don't think he really made the mistakes. Kyler, though, 541, had the big scrambling. Trey Benson, honestly, 8 carries. I'm not too shocked about that. He had 1 nice run, but other than that, they really didn't try to run the ball. And I can't even really blame them in this game. Again, a lot of people are like, why didn't they run the ball more? Well, the Seahawks secondary was pretty susceptible at points in this one as well. So, again, I will say that. Again, a lot of open opportunity for Kyler in this game. But, yeah, I think they definitely could have ran the ball a little bit more. But, again, people would be like, are reacting to this a lot. I don't think that's the end of the world. I think they're definitely going to run the ball a little bit different as we come up. But, again, none of these guys are true bell cows as well. So, not the end of the world there. And it's cool to see Michael Carter getting a rep here. Anyway, though, at receiver, again, all the discussion is if Marvin Harrison had a terrible game. He really didn't. He made all the clutch plays they needed him to. Again, he did. Those 2 picks were mostly his fault, to be honest with you guys. He's got to be able to corral those passes in. But he made like at least 3 or 4 plays that would have not. This game would have been nearly as close if he didn't make those plays. So again, hats off to Marvin Harrison for that. But again, we got to see he's got to be doing better than this. Anyway, though, Trey McBride had a decent game. I don't know. The other receivers really were pretty much irrelevant. Michael Wilson, though, great catch, but I don't really know what you're trying to do at the top of that route. Very interesting technique there. Amari DiMarcano had the other touchdown, though. Overall, this receiving room, I think, did do a decent job. Again, most of those guys were getting open consistently, but again, the fact that, again, they didn't really have too much going downfield was probably one of the reasons they didn't really get as much explosive play going. Defensively, you look at Jalen Thompson. He had a very good game. He was basically his box safety in this one with how Seattle was not trying to push the ball really up the middle of the field. I think maybe they had 2 legit targets, 15-plus air yards downfield over the middle. Calais Campbell had a very good game. Darius Robinson had his best game of his career up to this point. Josh Sweat looked like a number 1 pass rusher in terms of the pressure rate. Other than that, though, I haven't gotten to completely watch much of this linebacker film, so I don't want to talk too much about that. We'll talk about more about that next Sunday or next Saturday now that I think about it. But Denzel Burke, he had 4 tackles. A lot of good things, though, for this Cardinal defense, especially in the second half. Also, Chad Ryland had a pretty good game, especially that 57-yarder, though. Team stats, again, Seattle outgained them by a pretty decent bit, as you would expect them to. Again, they ran the ball decently, as well as the fact that, again, outside that 1 fumble, they really didn't have too many issues with that, and even then, I think that fumble was a little bit BS. It's part of the reason it wasn't in the highlights and stuff. But anyway, that is all I got for you guys here. I hope you guys enjoyed a pretty competitive game. We got another NFC West matchup next week on Thursday Night Football. But honestly, guys, I'm just ready for the whiteout game. It's tomorrow night. Let's just get hyped for that.
Noah Short with the ball in space. There goes Short. Short!